So if you built your website and you launched it and now nobody can find you online, it kind of sucks, right? You kind of feel like you're invisible, right? You can type in your domain name, but that's it. Nobody can search and find you. So what do you do? Well, there's a good chance that this stage of your journey is the time for SEO or search engine optimization. So in this video, I just want to give you the very basic, very preschool definition of what is SEO. So that way you can make an honest decision whether or not, you should focus on SEO, maybe there's another issue, and really kind of understand what to do next in your website journey. Stay tuned.
Digital marketing for DIYers.
Hi friends, I'm Chris Heidelbaum and I teach digital marketing to DIYers, meaning I help motivated individuals like yourself take control of your online success. So if this is your first time on my channel, I talk about everything from web design and SEO to social media and branding, just things that help you take control of your online success. So would you do me a favor? If I provide you with value within this video, would you please consider subscribing? All you have to do is hit the little subscribe button underneath this video and hit the bell notification if you'd like to know when I put out new videos. And thank you so very much for your consideration. Okay, so talking about SEO. What is SEO? Now, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it basically is self-explanatory. You're optimizing your website for the search engines. You're telling Google and Bing and Yahoo and Safari and every other browser what your website is all about, okay? So it doesn't matter if you own a restaurant, if you have a small business, if you're selling products, you have a blog, you're optimizing it to let the search engines know what your website's about. So that way, when people are searching on their phones, their devices, their laptops, desktops, whatever, and they type in whatever your website's about, the goal is for you to show up, right? Especially if you're a local business or if you're selling products or you have a blog, again, you want people to be able to find out what you have going on, right? If you have an event or if you're part of an organization, you want them to be able to type in keywords and your website shows up. So that is the key. Speaking of key, do you have the keywords on your website? Okay. So for an example, when we're talking about SEO, again, we're optimizing your website pages. So when you look at your website, if you go to your browser, and I'll show you here, if you go up to the top here, what does your website say? Does it have a keyword or does it just say homepage or home one, or something very vanilla, very basic, right? This is where you really want to go in and you want to make sure that it's optimized with some sort of keyword, right? Say, like I'm in Colorado here, right? So if you're a landscaper, it might say Colorado Springs Landscaping Company or Colorado Springs Landscaping Services, or you can play with it, right? This is not just a set once and done kind of thing. Now, sometimes you can hit a home run. I've been very fortunate a few times, but a lot of times you got to test and tweak and you might add some keywords depending on how competitive your industry is, right? You might have to switch it up quite a bit. You might have to do different things. But with SEO, I mean, it's going through your pages, one page at a time. What does your title tag say? Okay, so what does a title? Does it say a keyword right in the beginning? Does it say your company? Because if somebody's looking for your company, of course, you're going to show up anyways. But what does your title say? Does it say, again, just homepage, or does it say your services plus your city or some kind of variable of that? Okay. Now, what about your page? Do you have just like 100 words on your page, or do you have, 2,000 to 3,000 words? Do you have videos? Do you have pictures? Are they optimized, right? You have everything from video SEO to picture SEO. Okay. Just for an example, with your pictures, do your images say, 123.jpg or a whole bunch of weird numbers and letters .jpg, or do they actually say a keyword, right? This is a pretty good tip for you here, is when you're saving your images, do they say something like dallasdentistry.jpg, right? Or JPG, or do they just say a whole bunch of weird stuff, right? Are they geotagged? Do your images, do they have geotag coordinates where they tell people, hey, your services, this image was taken, or this image has something to do with this town because of the geotag coordinates, right? Now we went from just being preschool to some advanced SEO stuff, but again, you can see how crazy this can get. It really depends on how highly competitive your website is, okay? You can also have like anchor text and things like that. So when you look at your page, when you have links going to other pages, do they just say like, page, view more, learn more, read more, or they actually say view landscaping services? Or do they just, instead of with view and a variation of that, do they just say landscaping services, or get construction quote, or get insurance quote, or book restaurant, whatever, right? So you can add things to it to kind of, add some SEO tactics to your pages. Okay. Now that could just be your homepage. Now, what about your other pages? Okay. Does your services page just say service one and then that's it? Or does it actually say, like, fill in the blank, right? There's so many different things. Chainsaw sharpening services slash, Montana, New York, wherever, and that's your title tag for an example, right? And then do you have your images? Do your images say like chainsaw sharpening, chainsaw blade sharpening, chains sharpening, as a tongue twister, .jpeg, things like that, right? And then you could talk about, do you have titles? So then you have things from like H1 through H6. Now, again, some of this you might be like, Chris, you are way over my head, and that's completely fine, because I really want to, emphasize the SEO. If people make careers out of this, this is a big time thing. But I really want you to be cautious not to get scammed. So if you get emails or things like that where people are like, hey, we guarantee you #1 spot or things like that, please be cautious, okay? I get emails all the time from people, and I do SEO. They'll say, dear sir or ma'am, right? They don't even know who I am. Or somebody will be like, we've been watching your website for the last year and we feel like this, and this is wrong, right? And they're just a joke, right? You call them, you never get a hold of somebody. When you do, it's somebody that is in another country or something. You can never understand them. And there's no disrespect, right? There's nothing like that at all. But these are just software and bots that go out there that just, they're just trying to get leads however they can. If you have a contact form or anything like that. And you might think to yourself like, wow, this company's really cares to me. They said they've been watching my company for the last year and they can help me with all my stuff, right? But they don't mention your website. They don't know who you are. They don't know the services you provide. They're very vanilla emails that just say, hey, we've noticed your website. We think we can help you improve your search engine results. Contact us today, right? These are the most basic things that any company can do, right? So just be very cautious with any emails or comments that you get with things, okay? But so we've kind of talked about the homepage. We've talked about internal pages, things like that. Even your contact page, you can add, SEO stuff to it, optimize it for the search engines. And then at the end of it, you need to submit your websites to places like Google. Okay. So if you go to if you go to Google and you type in like Search Console, you can go in and you can register your website where Google will actually crawl your website, meaning that they'll have spiders that they call them. They'll come and they'll go through all of your content and they'll see those keywords that you added, right? So in your text, like if you have paragraphs of text, does it talk about your services? Do you add those keywords in there? Do you add location modifiers where you're saying, hey, I serve Denver, Dallas, Pueblo, wherever you're from, right? Do you have those kind of things? And they'll store that. So that way, if somebody like myself, say we're in Colorado and I'm looking for a Denver florist and your website talks about being a Denver florist, there's a good chance that you're going to show up. Now, granted, you're in competition with, millions of other companies or millions of other pages. So it is, again, you can't just do this once, set it and forget it. You got to really kind of focus on it. Okay. But again, I know I've probably given you way more information and you just feel like your mind's going to explode right now, but just really know my heart's in a place to help you. So if you have questions, please leave a comment underneath this video. Let me know some of the questions that you have. If you'd like me to look at your website personally, I definitely will. If you don't want to list your website publicly, you can come to my website, chrisheidelbaugh.com, and you can email me. I would love to take a look at it, just give you some tips and ideas, no charge, nothing like that. I just want to help people. My passion is to help people. So again, what is SEO? It's search engine optimization, and that's optimizing your website with the keywords, with the images, with the videos, with the text, with everything to tell the search engine what your website's all about. And here's a big bonus tip for you, okay? If you're using WordPress, you may consider using a plugin called Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T. Now, with this plugin, it's going to really do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and it'll tell you if there's things are wrong, right? Do you have a keyword in your title? Do you have it in your page? Do you have it as a slug, which a slug or URL could be, yourwebsite.com/change sharpening. I should have picked a different word, right? But maybe men's hair cutting or something like that, men's barber shop, right? Something, whatever has to do with your business. Does it have keywords in there? Okay. So Yoast. Okay. So that's a huge tip. And hopefully you may consider to use that because it's something that's going to really help your business, especially if you're new to SEO. If you're a beginner at SEO, Yoast is the best plugin that I believe there is. Okay. So thank you again so much for watching this video. I do hope I've helped you a little bit, and I hope I have provided you with value. Please do subscribe. You can hit my head here and click on my head and also watch additional videos I have. But thank you so much again. I do hope that you find success online, offline, and in your life. God bless.